Well. Here we are. Another day, another week, another year, another month, another century passed, and we're still watching WWF 1998. Fuck me running. This is such a
It'll
good
never
shoot.
end.
This is it. What up? All right, like we said, we're such a good shoot. I'm Isaac. That's Shane.
I'm
We're
definitely not
here.
Jovan.
Definitely not Jovan. Shit, I never changed my thing. Fuck, I got to do that. But anyway, yeah, we're here. We're having fun. I also hate 98. Yeah, this is boy, oh boy. We're gonna talk a little bit later about some Judgment Day in your house, 98. Um, I remember a time where I was like 98. 98 was one of the best years in pro wrestling for fucking WWF. And man, I mean, we've had some pay-per-views that had some good stuff on it. I'm not gonna lie, we've had a few WWF pay-per-views that have had some good matches. But compared to what WCW is doing at this time as far as their pay-per-views, and I'm not talking about the weekly shows, but I'm pretty sure Raw had even worse matches, right? Like the wrestling
Yeah,
on
well,
Raw was
it
even
had to
worse
have.
because it was all DQs and shit like that, and it was all storyline. The show was fun and entertaining, but it wasn't a wrestling show. And yeah, watching pay-per-views, I mean, we were just saying the bad shit on WCW is at least entertaining
Yeah, you
for the
get Jay
most part.
Leno and Hulk Hogan. You get Jay Leno and DDP versus Hogan and Rodman and shit.
And it's bad, but at least it's like comically fucking bad, right? Whereas like the main event for this was it wasn't even comically bad. It was just awful. It was just
Yeah, I mean,
awful.
really, really bad. And like it all leads up to an angle. Like the end of the show isn't even like the match. The match played second fiddle to what we'll
Building.
see.
And the crazy thing is all of this, right, is building and we'll get into the actual pay per but all this shit is building, the storyline is building towards Stone Cold versus McMahon.
Yes.
And they never even did it in 98. They had the
No, I mean,
opportunity. They had the opportunity to do it at that WrestleMania, and they didn't do it. I don't
well,
remember.
I don't think Vince. I don't think Vince
Or
at this
maybe it was
point
SummerSlam, but
was. I mean, but ultimately, I don't think Vince at this point was willing to. Really get in the ring and kind of break that, right? Like you really only saw Vince actually wrestle closer to like 2000, like past the year 2000, like 2001, 2002.
yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, but they waited too long to pull the trigger on
yeah,
that, and they wasted a lot of time. And I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like that's the thing is like the storylines and like was entertaining, like that whole aspect of it was fine, like the idea of like if Stone Cold as the referee doesn't win, or doesn't raise the hand to someone, he gets fired and all that shit. But it was just like I don't know, it was just over the top, and like nothing else on the card seemed important because of that. And boy, oh boy, was it ever a fucking mess.
well,
But
speaking of nothing else seems important real fast, what are we drinking tonight?
dude, Tall Boys, Arizona, peach and lemon tea, bro. Uh,
Peach and also
they
lemon tea.
yeah, I almost got the green tea with honey ginseng, but I'm really scared to be disappointed in that one. So,
I've
oh,
got
you got
some
the
pulp nuggets by 450 Brewing.
hell yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna try one. Which one should I go for first? Should I do the lemon first? Just the lemon tea. We'll give it a little shot here. Maybe let's open a bowl. Ooh. All right, let's see. Jesus fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That just tastes like the 99-cent Arizona lemon iced tea.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's crazy.
man, that's got some good color on it.
I don't know which they look the same, dude.
God, why does it look like a
Holy shit.
like a juicy IPA? It looks like a New England,
It looks delicious.
like, got, does it have any floaty bits in it? You got any yeast going on in there? You can't even see.
It kind of almost looks like it does. I don't. They say what's in this shit? I wonder if they even say what's in it. Probably not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't tell anybody. Yeah, I don't think it does. It's incredible. Whatever it is, dude, I am really impressed. Wow. All right. Well,
What does
cheers.
mine taste like?
Does it taste like Arizona iced tea?
Nope, it tastes like orange juice.
Wow, that's pretty good. Jesus Christ, dude! I can't believe.
Well,
I can't believe that.
yeah, well, we don't have a whole lot to talk about, I don't think, outside of what.
Well, there's at least one big piece of big news, a piece of news. Well, at least a couple now. We got some things to talk about. I got a couple things to talk about. One of them is how do you think Bobby Fish is feeling right now?
Yeah, he probably feels like a big asshole. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly's still hanging out. He's hurt. Adam Cole just came back. Obviously, Roddy Strong debuted
Roddy fucking strong, bro. It's
on
almost enough.
Dynamite this week. He came out to Kill Switch Engages, the end of Heartache, which is what he named his finisher after as well.
Oh,
It
that
was
must have been
very,
exciting for you.
yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, he came out and he delivered backbreakers to all parties.
Nice.
Everyone went wild. Apparently, the whole locker room is very happy about this.
How could you not be? Roddy Strong's great, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean it's it's the tale of AEW signing all of these guys who are great, and then it's just the wait to see if they figure out how to have the time and means and willingness to use them in a way that benefits everybody. Obviously, I think that if he's going to hang out with Adam Cole, that's totally fine, and they're just doing the easy,
Sure,
just doing the easy thing.
But have they dropped the ball with Adam Cole, or has he just been injured?
I mean, he's been super injured. He had that concussion deal that he got at Forbidden Door. I mean, think about the match he was in at Forbidden Door. It was him, Okada. Who else was in that? Him, Okada. It was like Kenny and Jay White or something like that. So I mean, and he's been featured at the upper mid to lower, top tier card. But I mean, he was off for like 7 months with that concussion and dealing with a lot of things, with that thereafter.
I just see a lot more people talking shit about him since he left WWE than when he was there. But it was probably just fucking fanboys. And
it's just e-drones that could look past him being short beforehand because he was on their side, and now that he's not there, he's not big enough to be treated seriously.
God damn, dude, he's so good. Fuck him. Adam Cole made NXT so good for like the whole stretch he was in it, man. God,
yeah,
man.
Undisputed Era was probably the best thing on WWE proper and NXT for at least a year of their run together, if not more.
I mean, it's arguably when it comes to just, like pure wrestling, etc., probably one of the best years of any one group in professional wrestling ever.
Well, I mean, think about it. At one point, they held all the NXT belts. Roddy had the North American Championship. Adam Cole obviously had the heavyweight title, and Fish and Kyle O'Reilly had the uh,
Yeah.
the tag belts. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I hope Bobby Fish can find a way to finagle his way back into AEW and figure it out. Just because I do think that is the best place for him to be, is just a rehash of the the Undisputed Era,
It's either that or
because they put so
Japan.
much. Well, I mean, they put so much focus on. They've been putting so much focus on the trios belts. Obviously, they've done a pretty decent job with the tag title scene as well. They've got that new show coming up, as so there's going to be more time, for people to get play. And obviously, I don't think he's ever going to see it. He's ever going to be seen in WWE again.
No.
Uh,
But do you think New Japan's a good home for someone like Fish?
I mean,
Or is he just
I
not
don't.
he's not big enough?
I mean, I don't think it's an issue of he's not big enough. I think it's an issue of is the guy's already like 43 years old, and you know, like I don't want to say he needs to make a name for himself in Japan, because he and Kyle O'Reilly were IWGP Tag Team Champions for a little bit, but ultimately he's either going to have to figure out a way into AEW, or
Give it up.
just do the regionals. You know what I mean? You
Yeah, I
know,
mean,
do a
yeah, I
match
mean, I
here, do
don't.
a match there, win a championship for this promotion that runs a show once every 3 months. You
I'm
know,
going to I'm going to one of them shows next week.
what day
I
is
think
that? What is
I
Saturday?
think it's Saturday. Yeah, we can talk about it Sunday.
Oh man,
It's gonna be fun, bud. It's gonna be a good old time. A lot of fucking bootleg wrestling, some mud show outlaw shit. So it'll be fun. Um, what else did I have to talk about? I had another thing to talk about, and that was CM Punk showing up at WWF and going into Monday Night Raw and hanging out for a little bit, asking to talk to Triple H, and Triple H going in and calling Vince to see if he was okay, and then Vince kicking him out. Some people were saying he was there to squash beef. Some people were just saying he was just there to say hello. But boy, it made a lot of news.
ultimately, I think that he was there to create a buzz for himself. Maybe he maybe he accomplished other things such as squashing beef and saying hello in the process. But if he wanted to squash beef and other things, there are many other ways to do that than appearing out of the blue and being let in the back door by talent.
Is awesome. So fucking cool. I mean, got to give it up, man. The man's a fucking promoter. He knows how to fucking get himself out there. Because again, the next story is about him too. No, I mean, if he wants people to talk about him, he can get them to talk about him, and like without like coming across as an asshole. Like he did a good job of it with that story. But the other one is, did you see that Trinity Fatu signed with Impact and had her debut? And not only was Mercedes money there, but CM Punk showed up too for that to
Yes,
support
yes,
her.
I saw that because he took a picture with Jordan Grace, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, which is pretty fucking
and
cool.
then Joey Janela said that he's not allowed at GCW unless he finishes the Rocky movies, or else Joey
Oh God,
Janela will personally see him out.
oh man, the Rocky movies are not good. I go on the record as saying that. I think he would agree with me if you were forced to watch them.
I've seen Rocky like 1 and 2. I mean, I haven't seen them
Yeah.
in years and years, but I enjoyed
No.
them as a child.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I like when he punches meat and he talks about punching meat while he's punching meat. I like to go in the cooler, punch meat, punch meat. Then he punches some meat. That's probably my favorite part. Chasing a chicken is fun. Yelling.
What about running up the
Oh,
steps and
the
you don't like
montage.
that?
Yeah, the montages are all right, but it's it's overplayed in pop culture. So it's like the Beatles, It's like the
Yeah, they
Beatles.
fucking suck.
No, no, no. The Beatles don't suck, bro. Come on now. You just don't like
Yeah,
them.
that just sounded like a Beatles song. If you would have put some syrupy, gross, semi-acoustic guitar lick over that would have been a Beatles song.
Dude, the Beatles song, that one I was telling you, Rain, where they slowed it down to half speed for the album, and then the actual track is just fucking Ringo and Paul just going ape shit on drum and bass.
Oh yeah, I forgot to listen to that.
It's fucking good, dude. Like, it's actually really impressive because fucking, like, if anything, like, Ringo is like hammering it out, but Paul's bass on that shit is fucking wild. I'm like, God damn, dude. And you're like, this is fucking full speed. He's like, I'm like, all right, fucking killing it. But
Yeah,
that is what it is. Yeah, CM Punk is definitely coming back to wrestling. Is what I take out of all of this. That he will be back in AEW soon. That's what I take out of all of this CM Punk shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
no, I would be willing to bet that he appears on that new show that they have. The first episode is in Chicago. It's you
yep,
know
they're gonna do the same thing. It's not gonna be as impactful, obviously, because it hasn't been like 7 or 8 years. But it is what it is.
well, the Punk
Um,
marks will go crazy regardless and act like Jesus himself has returned.
I mean, Punk is pretty fucking good at what he does. I can't argue. I can't argue with people who say he's very good. He put on
I
he
that's
puts on he puts on good matches, and he's great on the mic. Um, I think he's also another one of these people who manages to be his own worst enemy sometime. But the fact that he remains in so many people's good graces still after all of this means that he's probably also a pretty decent person through all of it, even if he's being a dick or he's burned out, because people are willing to give him more opportunities and more chances. Whereas someone like Ryback or Enzo or guys like that, people are just like, yeah, fuck you. I mean, Ryback is fucking hilarious because all he does, like, if you follow Ryback on Twitter, literally all he does is fucking spam Elon Musk asking for more engagement. He's like, why am I fucking being banned, dude? Why am I being banned? Feed me more. Feed me more followers. It's very funny stuff. And it's like, you know, that guys like that are out of the business for a reason. And, ultimately, the
yeah. I mean,
reason
also not being able to wrestle is a pretty you
you
know
got something there. You got something there. But I mean, even Velveteen Dream, like there's certain guys. I
well,
don't
yeah,
know.
but Velveteen Dream is also like a pedophile. I mean, so
Yeah. So is Vince McMahon.
well, when you own the company, you can
See me sipping tea.
yeah.
Oh man,
Again, unfortunately, when you own the company, it's a lot harder to kick you out than
as was proved with recently. But so do we want to talk about this dog shit pay-per-view?
yeah. Let's get through it so I can go to bed.
You working early?
Yeah, dude, gotta get up at 4:30 again.
What time do you start serving chili?
10:30 a.m.
Damn, what time do you have to be there to open?
Well, it's all of the like the extra shit on
No, I mean,
Monday.
oh, Monday's opening. Yeah, because you got to do a bunch of. Yeah.
Yeah. No, on like a normal day, I would get there at like 8:30 to 9, just depending on if I have truck or whatever else.
Yeah. But I'm sure you got to unload fucking shit. You got to do a lot of chili prep and shit like that for the week.
Oh yeah, well I mean, plus I also have a like I don't know why, but the company
Oh shit, Shane froze on us. All right. The company does not want us to hear any secrets about their chili. He'll be back in a second though. Once the secret telling is all done, I promise. Otherwise, oh, he's back. All right. You froze up
Yeah, I
for
don't
a
really know
second
what
there.
happened.
I know what happened. The fucking chili people, the fucking didn't want you divulging any of their
Oh,
secrets.
yes.
Yeah, they were watching and they hit that fucking button.
Oh, I just said that I don't know why we have trucks on Mondays in addition to all the extra stuff. I don't think what I said was too bad, but
No, they didn't want us to hear that. Well, they because you don't want to face a day of judgment from Skyline Chili.
no.
Nor do you want to watch Judgment Day, 1998 from WWF.
No.
It was really bad. So here we are. It's 1998. We are in Illinois at the Rosemont Horizon. It's October 18th. Year 18,000 fans. We got Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler on commentary. Oh boy.
I gotta tell you one thing, and this is something that I've thought about a lot in this series in particular, is man, I think JR is in the year 1998 the third best play-by-play guy that is regularly featured. I would rather have Mike Tenay, and I would rather have Joey Styles. Like at this, like even at this time over Jim Ross. Like, and I was thinking it in this pay-per-view, and maybe it's just because he's having to push the WWF shtick so much. Whereas, obviously Joey Styles is more of a standard play-by-play guy, and they allow Mike Tenay to be that voice of reason as usually Dusty and Tony or Bobby and whoever, and they kind of do the color stuff, whereas WCW at this point had a 3-man crew a lot of the time. But I just really don't think that Jim Ross is the best, even at this point.
I don't know. I think it's hard, right? Because I think Jim Ross is one of the few things that makes it watchable at points. Because
And I don't think he's terrible, so don't
no. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and what I end up wondering is if you put Jim Ross in WCW or ECW, right, at the same time, and you just fucking play musical chairs with the announcers, what would that improve for Jim Ross, right? And I'm thinking this specifically for two main reasons. One, no Vince McMahon in your ear, right? Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the quality of matches that he gets to call.
Sure.
Right? Where he in WWF, he's not allowed to call wrestling matches, right? He's sort of taken out of his element. It's like if they brought in Mauro Ranallo and told him he couldn't get excited about anything and had to sit down all the time.
Yeah.
I think that it takes something away from it. And I think, like watching him, and he is more of a throwback, but I think that adds some credibility to it. I think he's very good at what he does. I think the matches that he's being forced to call, the style that they're being wrestled, and the shit he's being forced to emphasize does him no favors. I think Joey Styles in that same environment would be way worse than he was in ECW. And I think we sort of saw that when he was forced to do SmackDown or whatever, and when he finally was done, because he couldn't beat Joey Styles, right?
Yeah, no, and like I said,
I wonder. And I wonder if the same thing with Mike Tenay, if you put Mike Tenay in WWE, if it would, that's the thing.
I don't think it's an advantageous situation for him to be in, and ultimately, I think that if you're going to pair somebody with King, I think that JR is the best person you could have. but all you ever hear is oh, Jim Ross is one of the greatest of all time, blah 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 yada. And like I said, especially at this time in the year 1998, I think he's the third best play by play that as far as the big companies that you can find. I mean, and
He's good. I think his best team up was with Paul Heyman. I think JR and Paul Heyman together was a great booth, because it really was like, because the thing with fucking the King is that he's just fucking a cartoon character. He's always been a cartoon character on WWF, and like I think that the two of them had, like, Jim Ross and Paul Heyman just had such good chemistry together, and they both understood the business, knew what they wanted to do, and like that was, like, for me, was his best commentary, was when he was
sure.
paired with Heyman. But yeah, I mean, I think if you have to compare it, I guess, as it is, which is like which one is the best with what they're watching, and that's got to be. I mean, I think you're right. I think it is. Mike Tenay is that guy. Like Mike Tenay, but he also has so much more interesting shit to talk about. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
will say Mike Tenay is fucking awful when it was just like all they wanted to talk about was Hulk Hogan and NWO, blah 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 blah. Like that shit is obnoxious, but yeah, I don't think that's as hot a take as others are gonna think it is. But anyway, we're gonna get into this. Oh boy, so we get a
And this is going to go
match.
fast. I don't think either of us have very much to say.
No, not a mod. We get a match between Al Snow and Mark Marrow. Before the match, for some reason, Jeff Jarrett comes out to try and get into a match with Al Snow, which is fucking just weird. And then
And then they send him off.
yeah, because fucking Mark Marrow starts the fight. It's like, oh, Mark Marrow, don't fight him. I want to fight him. Yeah, it was it was a pretty lackluster match.
I mean, it was like
Um,
a fine, what was it, like 6 minutes?
what was it? 6. Where are we? 7 minutes, 12 seconds. So yeah, I
7 minutes.
mean, it was a fine, like, start. The crowd was into it because of Head, which was nice. There wasn't a lot. Jacqueline got into it. Jacqueline's awesome as always.
Yeah, I mean, it
Um,
was just the standard, like,
yeah,
WWF in the year 1998 story. It was heel versus face, heels, manager, just dominates the match as far as, just distracting and just constantly getting involved. Crowd was
yeah,
super hot for Al Snow because they
they
loved to
was.
chant Head.
Yeah, and what was it? There was like towards the end, there was a pinning attempt for where, what was it? Fucking, what's someone got her? She got her foot on the rope. I think. I think. Or was it
No,
Jacqueline
no,
put
no.
his foot on the rope, or was it Al Snow got his foot on the rope?
I think
And
you're
then
thinking of a match later in the night. I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Gold Dust and
no,
and
because there
and
was no, Jacqueline pulled Marrow out of the way of like a moonsault or something. Anyway,
yeah,
but then Mark Marrow set up the TKO, but as like when he went for it, he missed and fucking got put in the snowplow.
yeah, which is a
And
great finish,
which is a
especially at
great
this point.
finish. And that was how it fucking ended, was with the snowplow, and Al Snow actually won, which was, which is cool. The crowd went fucking crazy. But it was not very good. Um, I don't know, a star maybe, because it wasn't like a star and a quarter, because it wasn't awful. It was 7 minutes, but it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, I was gonna give it a star and a half, just you know, I mean, there wasn't anything particularly brutal, but there was also nothing that was, you know, particularly rememberable.
The
And
snowplow was
also, there were no stakes. I mean, so it was just a, you know, it was a TV match that they put on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
How does Meltzer
definitely
feel
a
about
TV
it?
match. Oh, so we got a 1.25, a 1.5. You agreed with Meltzer. You gave it a 1.5.
I'll drink with Meltzer.
I'll drink with you both. It's for fun. All right. So looks like our next match is the 6-man tag match between LOD 2000 with Animal Draws and the
Hawk.
what did they keep calling Hawk? The fucking the not the standby but the reserve. And that going against the DOA, so it was 8 Ball and Skull with Paul Ellering, which is
Yo,
kind of
and Paul
wild.
Ellering was fucking yoked.
He
He
look
was
well, and
huge.
it's crazy because like if you look back at Paul Ellering before he like fucked up his knee when he was oh shit, we lost him good. All right, well anyway, if you go back and you look at fucking Paul Ellering before the knee fucking shit. Hey yo, come here for 1 second. Try this. Sorry, I gotta take 1 second. Try this. Yeah, shut the fuck up for a minute. Try this. Try this. I'm just getting my
Sorry,
roommate to try
I
that.
felt a sneeze coming on. I didn't want to
Oh
sneeze
no,
into
you're
people's
good.
ears. Yeah, Paul Ellering was massive.
That. That's dangerous. Yeah. That's dangerous. Yeah, but Paul Ellering was huge before he was fucking like
Yeah,
a manager, right? And then he fucking blew out his knee or whatever, had to stop wrestling. And now, like at this point, he's still yoked, which is fucking wild. But yeah,
I mean, this match was. I mean, the match itself, again, it was fine. It was, you know, 3 baby faces versus 2 heels and a heel manager. There was your normal suite of heel tactics, your normal suite of babyface comebacks, and your normal suite of the WWF making fun of Hawk's painkiller addiction through literally the entire
the whole
match.
thing, which is really fucking just awful considering just everything. But you know, that's the way they did it, and I'm not gonna take any stars off for it, but it was fucking definitely dog shit. They we did get the Doomsday device at the end, which was
Yeah.
awesome, and then
Yeah,
Hawk is
you
the
got
legal man, and Draws came in and got the pin, and Hawk was pretty pissed off for, and you know that was sort of the story they were going with, and they were really working on this Draws trying to push Hawk out of the fucking Legion of Doom and take his spot, or
yeah.
LOD
We
2000.
also got my favorite spot of the night, which was at one point Paul Ellering is getting a couple moves in on Hawk, I believe, and he goes to kick him in the bottom face upper chest region, and he rolls up his pant leg and then just straight boots him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, you really added to that one, Paul. But
that's just flexibility. It's like it's like wearing really short jean cutoffs. You just get a lot of flexibility for your high kicks. So
yeah, I mean, it once again, it wasn't like a horrible match. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I mean, it was poorly worked relative to what we see today, but for the time period, especially in WWF, it wasn't like a poorly worked match. They told a fine story of, you know, heel versus face tactics. You got to see LOD, you know, hit the Doomsday device for a nice, a nice comeback for Hawk, and they furthered that LOD storyline, which is pretty bad, but at the very least, the match served a purpose. I don't know. So for that, I'm gonna give it a 1.5 as well.
Man. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I do genuinely like Paul Ellering. I think that he could have been a huge like just wrestling star had he not had the fucking accident he had with his
Yes, but we
knee.
can't rate the match based on what Paul Ellering could have been.
No. So, but I'm gonna go 1.5 because it was a little more entertaining than the first match, in my opinion, just a little bit. And that leads us to
What did Meltzer get? Hey,
he gave it a half star.
oh man,
Did not like it. All right. So next match. This is the first of 5 championship matches that we have for the evening. I don't know why they didn't just make this a goddamn fucking championship match pay-per-view and cut all the other bullshit out. But this is actually one of the decent matches of the night. And we've got Christian coming out with Gangrel going against Taka Michinoku with Yamaguchi-san. Taka Michinoku is the light heavyweight champion. This match was about 8.5 minutes. And outside of Christian's shirt and his hair at this point was pretty distracting. But the shirt more than anything was distracting. But they put on a decent match for, an 8-minute match. Like, Taka
well, I
is
mean, there are
fucking
definitely
crazy.
positive things that I remember.
Yeah, I mean, Taka's always good. He had a moment where I was just like, wow, look at him fucking fly. Here, I'll pop it up real quick. He goes flying on that one, which was
Shortly before that as well, he hits a nice like springboard flying clothesline thing.
Yeah,
That even popped King. I mean, King was nice to him, and he's Asian, dude.
Yeah. No, totally. I think this is one of those matches where I'm like, I think the thing that stuck with me most was like Christian has always been very, very solid and smooth in ring, but Taka Michinoku is a guy who had if he was given the opportunity, like if at that age to wrestle today, in AEW or in NXT or in anywhere really today, his style, his speed, like his agility, like everything he's got going for him would really make him a superstar. And like I just think him being Japanese at that point made him more of a joke than anything, which is a shame because he was fucking good.
Well, and he was in the wrong company. Like we talked about a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to I'm not going to sit here and bullshit and be like, oh, WCW like definitely love the cruiserweights, whatever. It almost seemed it seemed like a lot of times WCW did the cruiserweight stuff because it was a necessity to differentiate themselves from the WWF, and they oftentimes unless it was Chris Jericho or like Rey Mysterio, they didn't care a whole lot, but they still put the matches on.
Well, I think that was part of it, and the fact that they just put it on was like, do what you want, was what made it so good.
WWF also didn't care about their light heavyweight division in this case, and somehow it seems less genuine than WCW. I mean, in this match was a perfect testament of it, because the biggest portion of the match is Edge coming out and then just staring at the ring from the crowd. That's the biggest takeaway. Christian ends up winning with like a small package, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the thing that happens, right, is while WCW doesn't care and they just let them do whatever they want, the WWF doesn't care and has this thing where they're like, oh, we're gonna just like over fucking control all of this because like we know what's best, right? And so they, instead of just letting the guys go out and work, they overwork everything and try and make it interesting by adding a bunch of bullshit. I mean, Ed, there was some the Michinoku driver or whatever attempt, then it was reversed into the cradle, which was cool. But it was still a cradle pin, like the inside cradle, but it was like a pretty sweet reversal of it. But yeah, I don't know. This was like an average match,
Yeah,
and
I mean, it was a 2.5.
yeah, and I mean, at 8 minutes, there's not a lot you can say about it other than that. I'm going
Well,
to
remember
agree.
the WrestleMania men's tag team showcase was 8 minutes, and we definitely had a lot more to say about that.
Sure, we loved that. We gave that four stars or 5 stars. I don't know. We gave it a lot of stars. We gave it a lot of stars because it was fucking awesome. Dave Meltzer gave this 3 stars. He liked this almost a little, or just a little more than we did.
And that's
So
fine.
I'll drink with you then. Mm.
Mm,
Bro, you got to get some of this shit. I'm telling you. You see
I
it,
gotta find it. I don't know where it's at.
you got to find it. If you see it, buy it, because if you've ever
I
had
will.
an Arizona tall boy,
I
it's
have had Arizona before, believe it or not.
it tastes exactly like that. It's fucking blowing my mind right now, dude. Like legitimately fucking mind fried right now. All right. So we're gonna go right into the next match because what else are we gonna do? This is boy, oh boy. This shit felt like it went on for fucking ever. Gold Dust versus Val Venus, and they had a package from I think the Monday Night Raw before where Val Venus had banged Terry and she came out from under the covers, and it was the
Yes.
return of Gold Dust, which is a really cool moment on Raw. The crowd fucking blowing the fucking roof off the place, and then him showing up at the pay-per-view, and for this show the crowd fucking blew up. So the return of Goldust to pay-per-view is pretty cool. The rest of this match was nothing I would oh my god, write home about. It was long. It felt twice as long as it was.
Yeah, it was so long.
It was 12 and a half minutes, bro. And I swear to God, I kept, or not even 12, it was 12 minutes, 5 seconds. And I swear I kept checking, like, I was like, is this still going? I was like, what is happening? I was like, is the marijuana really affecting like my sense of time this much? I'm like,
Well,
no, the
and
match is that bad.
King won't stop talking about Val Venus's gold cup through
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing. At one point, JR says something about, oh, maybe it was too small. So JR is also talking about Val Venus's penis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Terry Terry
yeah,
is Terry looks so good though. I gotta give credit to Terry. She's awesome. Probably my favorite valet of all during that era. Just looked the part, and fucking could actually, like, I don't know, like, she's the
she couldn't do
anti-Sable.
much. You just stared at her tits.
Yeah, dude, she was awesome. She had the cigar. Anyway, yeah, this match was not good. I'm like struggling. Do I think it's better than the first match of the night? Do I think this is better than Al Snow versus Mark Marrow? I think is the question. I
I mean,
do
I
not.
think that,
I
like,
don't think
honestly,
it's. I don't
I
think it's
think that
better
they
than
were
the Legion.
similarly worked matches,
Do you
and
think it's
and and I
better than
do
the Legion of Doom?
I do think that the story that they told in this one was better than the first two matches.
Okay.
Obviously it's a pretty simple story of, Gold Dust is, feels slighted, wants his woman back. They did the right thing and gave the babyface a nice win, which the crowd was
All all over it.
was super into.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it was, yeah, it was, but it was definitely too long. I don't know. I definitely think it was better than the first two matches, even if it might have been a little bit more boring because it was long. But I do think that the work they put in and that the story they told is worth it being better than the first two, because at least it felt like they had spent some time building this up, and ultimately it was a payoff to a story
It meant
rather
something.
than
Yeah.
leading into something else.
I,
So
I get
it's
that.
definitely not a 2, but it's a 175.
All right. I was thinking 125. I'm gonna go 1.5 for it because you convinced me to go up a star. And let's see what Uncle Dave says. Oh, we almost clusterfucked there, pal. 1.5 from Dave.
No, very scary, treacherous action.
Treacherous. Well, I get to open my new Arizona, which is the peach. God damn, dude. God damn. Ooh, the can. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Oh, oh. I just cracked it and it didn't open.
Wow, you got to give it another hit.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, now you're gone.
Yeah, well, my camera froze up. I'm still here. I have to push. I have to really push here. All right, I got
Well,
it. I
if
got
he's
it.
not if he's not there, I don't want to be here either.
If he's not here, I don't want to be here either. Wait, no, I am here. Shane's gonna be gone for a second while I pour this next delightful. Oh my god, look at the color on that one too. I can't believe this shit, dude. This looks like tea. Tastes like tea. What is happening? What is
All right,
happening?
sorry. I had to tune back in for your
You're
review.
good. You're good. All right, here we go. This is the peach. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn.
Oh my goodness.
You know peach gummy rings?
Yes.
That's what this smells like. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. I gotta say, I think the lemon one's better because it just tastes a little bit more like the tea. But this is also fire. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it. Wow, I can't believe they made a fucking hard drink that tastes like the real thing. All right, so after that debacle, we go to another match that felt like it went on forever, but at least was a little bit more entertaining for me, at least. In X Pac versus D'Lo Brown. China was there with D'Lo. This did have probably my favorite all-time counter to the Bronco Buster, which was fucking great. He came in hard on the Bronco Buster, and D'Lo just put his foot up and hit him square in the nuts, and he went
bounced
flying.
off.
It was so good, dude. I legit just started laughing. We also had the sign that was China toss my salad sign, which was an awesome sign of the night in my opinion. Really good stuff. Yeah, after watching all her videos, I can say that that dude had a point. Get your child salad tossed by China. Um, this match was another one. Like I was just like, this is still going, isn't it? I was like, this is still fucking going. But at the same time, X Pac and D'Lo can actually work. And they went out and they fucking worked. D'Lo sells like crazy.
It just seems like this is the 8th time we've seen this match.
Yeah.
Like, and it just didn't feel like this match did anything to differentiate itself from any of these two guys' matches we had seen previously, other than the Bronco Buster counter. I love the finish of the match. I love how D'Lo went for like the flying shoulder block, and X-Pac countered it into the X Factor.
Very well done.
I definitely thought that was super, super cool. But I mean, ultimately, it was, manager versus manager. There was a lot of rest holds. It was there. I mean, at this point, I was pretty much so fed up with this pay-per-view that I was checking out. Yeah. So I don't want to say that there was nothing else to remember, but ultimately those are the things that
I feel like this was like a big storyline in this was the fucking like what they were really working on was China and Mark Henry. And then,
sure.
because Mark Henry comes down, he tries to woo China and distracts fucking, or what, Chota gets knocked out or whatever. And that's when Mark Henry came down, and then
And D'Lo hits X Pac with the
yeah,
belt. X Pac
yeah,
kicks out, which the
yeah,
crowd loved. Crowd popped heavy
yeah,
for, which
which was
was nice.
great, which is a good finish. It was a little swerve. I don't know. This match was one of the better matches of the night, as crazy as that is to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as the actual work itself, it was one of the better matches. But
Yeah, but I wouldn't go much more than two
no,
and a
I think
half.
2 is a fine and proper rating.
You're going two. Yeah, I don't know. It was about average. I would go a little below 2.25 for me. Dave enjoyed this. He gave it 3.5 stars.
Well, if he paid for this piece of shit, I would be searching for something good too.
Yeah, sometimes you got to polish that turd, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. What else do we have going on? The next match. Blah blah blah. So that was our second title match of the night. This goes into our third title match of the night. Another match that went on for too long. The Headbangers versus the New Age Outlaws. 14 minutes. Fucking 14 minutes to end by DQ. What a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, and the Headbangers are just not very good.
No.
I've always liked how many tag team moves that they try and do. I think that was kind of a hallmark of their career and something that they did particularly well. But the New Age Outlaws, especially at this point, they're both, even though both have been in the company for a while at this point, they're both not very good, at this point, and both
No.
of them would,
Well,
end up not very good really for the rest of their careers.
Billy Gunn is a really good wrestler, I think. He's not good on the
I wouldn't say
stick.
really good. I mean, he's
I think
good.
I think he's in ring, he's a really good wrestler. I think he's a solid B plus wrestler. On the mic, he's like a D. I think fucking Road Dogg was at that point was an A plus mic worker and a fucking D plus in ring worker. And it was they used their strengths to hide each other's weaknesses, and it worked. But yeah, they were not made to go 14 minutes against a team
Especially
like
with the
the
Headbangers.
Headbangers. Yeah. Had it been against a team like, the Usos or fucking something like that, it's a different story, right? Someone who can carry him. But this just didn't work. This did not work for me at all. It was all about the boombox being broken over the head. It was about as entertaining as the first match. I'm going 1-2-5.
Yeah, I mean, it was way too long of a match with a not satisfying conclusion in any way. I ultimately don't think it really helped anybody. Like, I don't think it, I mean, I suppose it helped the New
Certainly
Age
didn't help the
Outlaws.
crowd.
Because they kept their belts, but yeah, no. I mean, this was just bad booking, not a great match. Honestly, I'm tempted to rate it lower. I'm tempted to give this a 1.
Okay, give it a 1, dude. Let's see. Thank you, Shane. Meltzer agreed with me. This shit gets risky when it's only two of us, man.
Well, yeah, because Jovan is just counterculture. He
Dude, what happened?
purposefully.
Yeah, what happened? I think Jovan might be missing.
That's those
Jovan,
Puerto Rican dice games.
yeah, he is. He's probably fucking our very own Puerto Rican rattlesnake is at the dice game right now, which is very racist of us to say, but whatever. He's not here to listen. So that brings us to our next championship match, which was actually my favorite match of the night. And that's Ken Shamrock versus Mankind. Yeah, this match was fun. This match was actually entertaining. Was it the best worked match? No, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just no, it wasn't. It wasn't. But Mick Foley, mankind's mankind. Mick Foley's Mick Foley,
But
dude.
even
It was 5 minutes, dude.
even in I don't care, even in that context, it was a letdown. Like what did Foley do in this match that was overly impressive? He did the flip, it was a power slam into the steps, right?
Yeah.
Which was less impressive than normal because the top step was gone. He did the clothesline over the top rope, the classic Foley move. He took an unprotected headshot.
He took a nasty chair shot.
And there were
Which
two
was
rest
funny.
holds in the 5-minute match.
The funniest part was that unprotected chair shot to the face was right in front of Chioda. And they're like, well, I just think he's probably just trying to give Mankind a chance, which was great. But God damn it.
It wasn't the worst match of the night by any means, but even this match was a real letdown. It was.
It was what was my highest score? 275?
No.
Mine was 2.5.
2.5, maybe.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't like. That's what I kind of came out of here saying, is that I don't think anything was over 2.5 stars. This is a average.
I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay,
it wasn't poorly worked, but
go. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. 3.25 for Meltzer.
Again, he's just looking for ways to have some fun.
And I agree. It was entertaining. It was the most entertaining.
Just imagine if you paid $40 for this pile of shit.
Dude, and we're gonna get back to that soon. I saw you see the whole thing where the Peacock network has lost $700 million in the last year, double what it lost the year before. And everyone's like, oh, it's bad for WWE. And it's like, WWE is literally the only reason, I'm going to say this twice, the only reason why Peacock is even making even has any income at all. It really is.
Well, yeah, no. They're making a shitload off WWE.
People try and all the AEW fans are trying to put this on, oh, WWE's failing. And it's like, no. The WWE network has the same subscriber rate as almost always, like in America, whether it was on WWE Network or Peacock, it's almost the same. And it's going to be the same no matter where it goes, because unless they change the pricing of it from $10 a month with all the pay-per-views, there's no reason not to subscribe to it.
Yeah.
There really isn't, because why not?
No, I mean, again, you're like, I'm not going to say nobody, because obviously people are in different situations than I am, and I don't want to, sound insensitive. But for the vast majority of people, you're not going to miss $10.
Well, if you're a wrestling fan too, right, and you're like, I want to
that's what I'm saying. Obviously, if you don't care about wrestling, that that changes the dynamic of the conversation.
If you're a wrestling fan and you're like, I have money to spend on pay-per-views this month, do I fucking spend $10 a month and get every pay-per-view from WWE ever for that, including the one that's going to be live, or do I save that $10 a month and every 5 months I get one AEW pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, or you can just do the sensible thing and do both if that's what you're into.
Sure, but I'm just saying, if that's a budgetable thing, and I'm not about to do both because AEW is fucking too expensive per show. If you're gonna fucking I don't want to pay $50 for a show. I'm sorry, I don't. I might pay $50 for a concert or to go to a live show.
Dude, you might pay it if you watch the damn show. That's the issue. Of course, you're not paying $50 for something that you have no interest in.
I never paid once in my life for a WWF pay-per-view. No, I'm sorry, I lied. No, I did. I paid for the WrestleMania where Brock beat Undertaker.
30.
I did pay for that one, but whatever. Either way, yeah. It's $10 a month, dude. But don't if you're gonna do that, by the way, don't spend any of that time of that month, like not 1 second of that time watching Judgment Day 1998.
Yeah,
Please, for the
no,
love
yeah,
of
just
God,
skip
don't.
over it.
So Mark Henry versus The Rock. Um, I don't really have much to say about this. This is really bad.
Yeah,
It
I mean
was.
it's pretty bad. You
Oh,
managed.
sorry. I'm sorry. Ken Shamrock versus Mankind was 14 minutes. I don't know what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
okay.
Mark Henry
Yeah,
versus The Rock was 5 minutes.
yeah. I was gonna say
Sorry.
something, but I just want to get the fuck out of here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyways, it stands. This match was just horrible. It was really bad. There was nothing good about it. Um, I have not. There's just nothing really happened. I mean,
yeah,
what?
no. I mean, Mark Henry got a big win. You know,
There was a poem. Mark Henry read a poem.
he hit a big old splash.
Yeah. Yeah, and he slammed him on the broadcast table, and yeah, I mean, choked him a little, and
People's
blah blah
elbow.
blah. The Rock scoop slammed Henry onto the ground, which was cool. Yeah. D'Lo came out, and yeah, Henry caught him from behind and pinned him after the big splash. And what did he hold down? D'Lo Brown was holding the Rock's feet
Yes.
down.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
mean,
Holding. I believe he was holding Mark Henry's foot down. But regardless, whatever.
no, did, no,
It really doesn't matter.
he was holding the Rock's foot down to keep him from kicking out.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
sorry. Yes,
yeah. But yeah, so it was bad. It was whew.
1.25.
Wow, you are way higher than I am on that. I'm stuck between a quarter and a half star.
Oh,
We
dude,
are.
it's not that. No. If you're not gonna send anything else from tonight that low, you can't send this match because
It was.
it
I'm
is
gonna send the
on
next one
par.
even lower.
It is on par with the first two matches.
Point. I'm gonna say .5 for me, man. It was bad. It was bad, even for The Rock. It was fucking dog shit. It was the worst thing I've seen the whole night up until the main event.
Did Meltzer agree?
I don't know. Let's see. Meltzer. Holy shit. Yes, he did. He gave it a half
Wow.
star.
Wow. I really didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it was pretty bad, but
Yeah. Well, that brings us to our final match, which was a match about Stone Cold. If he did not crown a new champion, he didn't raise someone's hand, he was fired. The WWF Championship was vacant. Kane versus The Undertaker. This went almost 18 minutes and nothing
yeah.
happened. It was
Yeah, it was
awful.
just slow, bumbling,
Uh,
meat lightly touching meat. I wouldn't even say slapping.
and it didn't, and it ended with nothing. I mean, it just Stone Cold fucking double counted them both out and said he won. Vince McMahon showed up and fired him. That was the end of it. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
what is there to even say?
this is why I don't I think that special guest referees is the worst stipulation in professional wrestling because it always ends up being about the special guest referee and one or both of the combatants. Now, there have been times where companies have worked around it and managed to utilize it well. We saw it in the, what was it, Juventud and Chris Jericho match where Dean Malenko was a special guest ref and they managed to do a good job with it. This was not that match. It was all just waiting on Stone Cold to pop off, and
Well,
you
and
know,
they also had the Paul Bearer bullshit like through the whole night. Oh, we saw Paul Bearer. There's unconfirmed reports that Paul Bearer is in the back. He's in Stone Cold or is in Undertaker's dressing room. Oh, he's in Kane's dressing room. And then he came out with the chair and he went to hit Taker and ended up hitting Kane. And I mean, the only thing I kept thinking about, because I think the one thing they did in this match more than anything was the stupid sit up. The Undertaker
Yes.
Kane sit up, and it always just reminds me of fucking Jim Ross like showing Kane how to do it in OVW, like that old video of
Yes.
Jim Cornette just fucking like Jim Cornette doing the setup and be like, no, you got to do it this way. Yeah, this was by far the worst thing of the night, and it's I don't want to give it a dud, but it's a quarter star. It was a match, but it was bad. It was a really
Yeah, I
bad
mean,
match.
and I agree. It was by far the worst thing of the night, which is why I rated my matches accordingly. Um, yeah, I think it's really honest. I think it's a 0.5, but just for clusterfuck potential, I'm gonna give it a 0.25, just to agree with you.
All right. So we got 0.25, 0.25. Let's see what Meltzer says. Yo, Meltzer gave it a negative 1.5.
Yeah, tell him, Meltzer. You
Meltzer
tell
does
him
not
about
like
it.
that. Oh man, we're gonna have to watch a WCW pay-per-view next.
Oh, it's gonna be better than this.
It might
What
just
do you?
be. I don't know what it is. We just did Road Wild, right? That
I
was the
believe
last.
so.
Yeah,
So,
we
so
did
while you're
the.
looking that up, as a whole, I give this pay per view a god like a 0.5. It just really is a skip. Like
Don't ever. Yeah, don't waste your time. It was terrible.
there is there's a couple matches on this card that I would say are might be worth checking out. But if you have to watch the rest of it, dude,
I wouldn't even go that far. I wouldn't even go that far. No, this is. You're right. It is a 0.5. This is a pretty much just stay away from it. Pretend it never happened, unless you're like some sort of fucking freak who's like, I need to watch every Judgment Day from the start so I can fucking just like, no,
all right.
Judgment Day inside out, bro. And this is for
What's
you.
up next?
No retreat, no surrender. WCW Fall Brawl from
Fall
Winston-Salem, North
Brawl.
Carolina. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. What do we got in the main event of this? Looks like the main event is Jesus Christ. What the fuck? War game. Oh, War Games.
Nice.
We got a war game. I'm like, there's a lot of people in this match. I'm like, Jesus Christ. We got. Oh man, this is goddamn.
I don't even want to know. I want to be
No.
surprised.
Yeah, we're gonna be surprised. Anyway, we got another war games coming up, which is actually kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when we go war games, 20 years in the past. And see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Isaac, that's been Shane. Jovan's MIA. If you're in Texas, keep an eye out for him.
He's
Um,
hard to miss.
he is very, he's very sexy. You'll be able
Yes.
to tell it's Jovan. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week for a recap of WCW and also my on the ground live reporting of some local mud show wrestling. So until then, have a great night.